from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Good morning, everyone. It's never good news when your ace spends more time on the DL than the mound. Well, that's what happened in St. Louis. Chris Carpenter's been on the DL all season with shoulder weakness because of nerve irritation in his neck. But some good news for Redbirds fans. Carpenter threw off a mound yesterday for the first time since he injured his shoulder. But in Carpenter's absence, a new star has emerged. Carp's replacement in the rotation, Lance Lynn. Lynn went for his 10th win of the season against the Chicago White Sox last night. And he was dealing as Lynn struck out the side in the third. In the bottom frame, Carlos Beltran. Just doing what he's been doing all season long. Another long ball. That's his NL leading 19th home run, 1-0 Cards. Beltran had 22 home runs all last season in the 5th. 2 more Lynn strikeouts. He had a career high 12 in the game. He was just Lynn-tastic last night. In the 6th, Lynn gets some help from his defense. As who else but Carlos Beltran? What a catch. Beltran is certainly one of the early candidates for NL MVP. Top 9th, 1-0 Cards, runners on the corners. And Jason Mott gets Paul Konerko to ground out into a double play to end the game. Cards win 1-0. Lynn ties R.A. Dickey for the Major League lead with 10 wins. The Royals hosting the Brewers in bottom first. Billy Butler at the plate. He's going to hit a weak grounder to short for the out, but Alex Gordon comes in to score. 1-0 KC. Top third, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Aramis Ramirez hits a grounder to short, play at second. And the Royals don't get the out. The game is tied at 1. Top 7, Ryan Braun, the great Brewer, gives the Brewers the lead 2-1. But it wouldn't last as bottom 9th, Kansas City's last chance. Alcides Escobar drives one in the left center field gap. It gets down for a triple. Mike Moustakas, Eric Hosmer score. Game is tied up at 3. And bottom 11th, bases loaded, and what a bad way to end it for the Brewers. A walk-off walk. Mike Moustakas takes ball 4. Kansas City wins 4-3. The Cards and Royals involved in a few well-pitched games. Well-pitched, but not quite as perfect as Matt Cain night on the mound. As the righty struck out 14 last night, Cain was perfect into the 7th. And most perfect games seem to have a great defensive play. And this one will be no different as Gregor Blanco lays out for the amazing catch. Wow, Matt Cain loves it. In the 8th, Cain still perfect with his wife watching. A full count, and all Brett Wallace can do is watch another strikeout. And his wife, she of course loves it. Then in the 9th, Cain completes the perfect night, and he becomes the 22nd pitcher to throw an MLB perfect game. But what's perhaps equally amazing is that was the first perfect game in Giants history, a franchise that has been around since 1883, excuse me. Talk about a history lesson. And oh yeah, San Fran also won 10-0. The Kansas City Chiefs put former Mizzou tight end Martin Rucker on injured reserve yesterday. Rucker tore his ACL in a Chiefs practice on June 1st. And he wasn't the only former Tiger in the NFL to get hurt recently. Former Mizzou Tiger quarterback Chase Daniel is out for the next 2.5 weeks with a thumb injury. Saints interim coach Joe Vitt says Daniel's injury is a hairline fracture and a sprain on his right thumb. Daniel injured the thumb when he hit it on the helmet during the New Orleans Saints minicamp practice. Daniel had been the #1 quarterback with Drew Brees holding out for a new contract. Henry Josey, James Franklin, Chelsea Thomas, Molly Kreklow. All names that may come to mind if you think of the top athletes at Mizzou. But none of the above were given this prestigious title as a pair of Mizzou athletes were honored yesterday by the Kansas City Sports Commission for their past season. Marcus Denman and Lisa Henning were named the organization's male and female athletes of the year. Marcus Denman was 3rd in the Big 12 in scoring last season, averaging a team-high 17.6 points per game. Denman also grabbed 5 rebounds a game and averaged 1.5 steals a contest. He finished his senior season at Mizzou as a second-team All-American. Denman is currently working out in preparation for the NBA draft. Meanwhile, Mizzou volleyball player Lisa Henning finished last season as a 3rd-team All-America. Henning led the team with a school record of 523 kills in her sophomore season. Some of the top high school baseball prospects in the state worked out in front of the scouts and coaches in Columbia yesterday. About 50 high school baseball players participated in the All-State Invitational Prospect Showcase at Rockbridge High School. After timed sprints, they had a fielding showcase and then took some swings in the cage. Scouts watched pitchers throw a bullpen session. The players receive an online profile with a personal performance video. Summer League Baseball, it's called the Mink League, and the Sedalia Bombers in Joplin. Mizzou Tiger pitcher Brandon Platts with the strikeout in the second, but Platts' success didn't continue as Joplin beat Sedalia 6-1. Megan, it was at the top of the sportscast, but how about Carlos Beltran and Lance Lynn? Two pleasant surprises for the Cards this season.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. So my son had a baseball game last night, but he kept coming out of the dugout asking me to check my phone to see what the Cardinals score was.
Did he win?
Right. He won, and yes, we were very excited to see that the Cardinals won because he was very focused on that. I think I've warped my 6-year-old.
Yeah, Cards family, you're influencing him.
No kidding. Thanks, Common.
And there's a live look over Columbia on your Thursday. We'll be right back.